Welcome, seekers! You have made it to the Tarot Magicians channel. My name is Ricky, and today I bring you another Pick a Card tarot reading. Now, in this reading, we are going to receive a message from the all-powerful God. Now, God has sent their archangels to deliver this message to you. At this moment, I want you to look at the archangels in front of you and pick the one that calls to you the most. We have for group number 1, Metatron. We have for group number 2, Uriel. And we have for group number 3, Fua. So go ahead, take a moment, make your selections now. Pick the archangel that's calling to you. I will include the timestamps in the description below so that you can fast forward to your group. Welcome, group number 1, to today's very important and magical Pick a Card tarot reading and oracle reading. It's important because anytime we do a reading about God's message, there's definitely an extra added just power and magic to it. And you picked the very powerful Metatron, which is very interesting to me. You know, Metatron is one of the only 2 angels who is said to have walked the earth as a human being. This is the archangel that helps us connect with the ancient wisdom so we can tap into our true genius. And Metatron's message to you is that you are crowned with the light of source because you are the divine incarnate. So walk upon the earth as an angel, and life shall conspire to lift you up. Wisdom is available to those who truly follow the integrity of their heart, it says Metatron to you. Beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and move on from that message to a message from the other archangels. I've shuffled the cards at random, and we're going to reveal them one by one. The first card is going to come from the Karma Angels, and we have here Raziel. Archangel Raziel sounds his horn and says to you that it is time to be silent about something. This is the angel of mysteries, Raziel, the guardian of creation and of all new things. And, he asks us to keep secret in any situation and to wait for the right time to announce something. This angel is essentially said to have created a magical book which recorded all the secrets of the divine. And he passed this to Adam and Eve so they could return home after they were expelled from the Garden of Eden. So it also then means that we must find out what has been hidden from us, right? Find out what has been hidden from us, and it will be revealed. So what this archangel really wants you to do, and this archangel knows that it's going to be a challenge, but you must remain silent at this time about your projects, your future endeavors, what you're thinking of doing. Speaking is not always necessary, says this archangel to you. Wow. Okay, very interesting message so far. Let's go ahead and reveal the second archangel message. Let's go ahead and take a look. All right, here's the card. Let's see which archangel is here to talk to you today. Okay, you've got Melchizedek. Excuse me, you've got Melchizedek here. This archangel was a high priest during biblical times and is mentioned in the Old Testament and the Dead Sea Scrolls. This is in essence, a leader of light. This is a spiritual leader. This is a person, or this is an archangel that believes in study. And very interesting, trendy archangel, right? It is said that archangels do walk among us, so this is probably how they would dress, right? But This archangel is here to remind you that in order for you to keep shining bright, you have to step into your power. Know when to stop and back others, know when to let go. And this archangel wants you to create a small area in your home where you can sit quietly and work on your spiritual studies at this time. All right, wow. Very interesting message. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next archangel. This is going to come from the Archangel Oracle. Let's see. Okay, we've got the Guardian Angel. And the Guardian Angel's message to you is love yourself unconditionally. Ask for help. Wow. Love yourself unconditionally and ask for help. That is very interesting. All right. Let's reveal the final card before we move on to the actual tarot deck. We have got here raising your vibration. Oh my, Archangel Metatron is elevating you to a higher state of consciousness. Oof. Group number 1. This is very important. Okay, can't be taken lightly. Metatron is showing up twice for you. Okay, these cards again were shuffled at random. You picked Metatron. And now we have Metatron showing up in a different oracle deck. So this is, I think, the angel that's working with you right now. Make sure that you are understanding Metatron's message and Metatron's power to the universe fully, because there's definitely something more there that I think Metatron wants to give you, wants to help you with. This is the archangel right now that is working with you. And this archangel's message to you is going to be one of transformation completely, in every sense of the word. There's a sense of reaching a new place, new heights of glory. The message of Metatron is essentially that you are crowned with the light of Source, the light of God, and that you are a divine incarnate. So this archangel wants you to walk on the earth as an angel and to live, to conspire, to lift up the message of true spirituality. We know that Archangel Melchizedek wants you to study, wants you to learn, wants you to gain more understanding of, possibly old doctrines or possibly just understanding more of magic and understanding what it actually means and how it can help you and help others, right? And now we're seeing the magic of Raziel that steps in and tells you, listen, not everyone is going to understand you. Not everyone is going to love you for it. Not everyone is going to lift you up. They're just going to think you're kind of weird for doing this. So it's important for you to follow your path, follow your own path, and go away from any kind of person that says that's not right, that's not for you, that's kind of crazy. I get the feeling that some of you are maybe going through that or will be going through that, right? The more that you progress in your spiritual journey, the more people are going to point fingers at you and tell you that there's something wrong with you. Mostly because of insecurities, mostly because you're progressing, you're moving forward at a speed that they don't understand, you're speaking a certain language and lingo that they don't comprehend. And the reason why is because your vibrations are lifting, right? You're gaining some kind of footing somewhere. You're elevating yourself, you're elevating your thoughts, your experiences, you're just elevating everything. And so, it's important for you to go through this process. It starts on a more practical level with study. One of the things that I came upon was this website, Sacred Text, and they have any piece of writing that is substantial, whether it be any kind of religion or philosophy or thought process or spiritual knowledge, it's there. Okay, and there's so much to read, so much information to take in, but it is necessary if you want to develop and you want to be fully mature, just like Melchizedek, right? If you want to have that spiritual development that this archangel wants for you and is going to help you, you have to be effective in that area. You have to set some time aside, make it an hour a day, where you are reading some very impactful things, right? Don't get too consumed by what you're reading. Just read it as something that's knowledgeable, but don't fall victim to any kind of radical mindset where it would, leave you in kind of this self-righteousness, right? Where you have the truth and no one else does. Don't become fanatical, but understand everything. Read everything. And when you read it, you're going to gain understanding of how the world works and how these different doctrines and truths have molded society in such a way. Okay, so raising your vibration, that's going to be what's essentially going to take place here. The more knowledge you acquire in this spiritual area, spiritual development, the higher your vibration is going to increase. Now, with a guardian angel, love yourself unconditionally. That's interesting. Some of you, I think, suffer or are essentially going through insecurities. You feel insecure about something. You feel insecure about your body. You feel insecure about your looks. You feel insecure about what you even think about. You're just insecure, okay? And so this archangel is here to tell you, literally your guardian angel, okay? This is a message from the angel that is guarding you at this precise moment in time, right? The guardian angel that's constantly walking with you, seeing you in your lowest and your darkest, right? This is your guardian angel uttering to you, hey, love yourself, okay? Love yourself unconditionally. And you know what? You need to start asking for help. Ask me for help, and I will intercede for you. But I need you to ask for it. So, guardian angel, your guardian angel wants to help you, wants to step in. My goodness. Very powerful message so far, group number 1. My. Okay, I'm liking what I'm seeing. We're going to go ahead and move on to the tarot. We're going to use one of my favorite tarot decks. It has keywords on it, and it gives a pretty good message. So what we're going to do with this tarot is we're going to try and figure out what is coming. And if we uncover any shadows or any advice, of course, we're going to talk about that because that is where true transformation comes from, right? So we're going to go ahead and shuffle. I don't like throwing these off camera, at random. I like to do it right here, right now for you guys. So let's go ahead and take a look. God, talk to us, God. Talk to your people, God. Use me as the conduit. What do we have to say? What do we have to reveal? What is the most pressing? Okay, so we've got the 4 of Earth. We have here frugalness, extravagance, and control. Wow. And it actually came up reversed, and I wasn't planning for that. So we have to really look into this and consider the message with this card fully. And the fact that, maybe some of you, it's important that you start being a bit more frugal, okay? It's important for you to stop spending possibly so much money on things that aren't all that good for you, right? I think that some of us, we want to be a part of this kind of retail therapy where we've convinced ourselves that it's therapy, but really what it's doing is that it's robbing us of our resources. So any kind of extravagance, any kind of a mentality of extravagance, it's important to let it go. And this falls in line with the message of love yourself unconditionally. It falls in line with the message of asking for help. I feel like maybe potentially some of you are going through some financial troubles, and you are being told, hey, ask for help, not only to your guardian angel, but maybe some people around you. If that is the case, obviously take what resonates, leave the rest. But frugalness is being asked of you at this time, and self-control in this area. So let's go ahead and keep this going. All right, so what is the message, God? What is coming? What is coming? What is coming for group number 1? How are you helping? Oh my. We've got another card showing up reversed. I didn't plan for this either, so we have to really take into consideration that it came out reversed. And we've got here organized, responsible, and supportive. And I feel like what this card is telling you is that you have to organize yourself at this moment in time. You have to organize your finances. You have to be strategic about where you are investing your energy and your resources. You have to, in some ways, support your projects, support your endeavors, and I feel like there's going to come a time where your dreams are going to require a little bit of an investment, maybe financial in nature. And so it's important for you to start maybe investing in the right areas and understanding that, you know, there is going to come a time where you are going to be called to potentially invest, and that investment has to be from your reserves. And if you don't have any reserves, it's going to be very difficult for you to be able to manifest what you want. So a clear indication here of being frugal, be organized with your finances. Don't just spend mindlessly, right? Just because you have a credit card and boom, 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 everything goes on that card. Try and be as frugal as you possibly can, be organized and responsible with your finances, with what's been given to you. I feel like some of you are spending money on things to beautify yourselves. You're spending money on things to elevate yourself in front of the eyes of other people who really don't care about you. And so what this is doing is that it's taken away from you. Okay, it's taken away from your future. And so God wants you to correct that. God is telling you have to be responsible at this time. My goodness. Okay, so I was expecting a different message, but man, this is a very powerful one. But let's go ahead and ask God. Okay, God, if group number 1 is able to address this right here, what is coming? What is coming for them? Okay. So we've got here, we've got a little more trouble, right? So we've got here Nine of Air. This is the card of negativity, worry, and sleeplessness. My goodness. So I think that some of you might have an addictive nature or an addictive personality about you. And I think one of the reasons why you're spending money and you're essentially, throwing away your finances and your resources is maybe because you're bored, or maybe because that's what brings you happiness. And so stopping that completely, it's only going to bring you a sense of worry and sleeplessness and negativity. So I think it might be time to start looking for some kind of outlet, something that you can do to relieve that tension, right? To take away from this kind of negativity that's going to come from you essentially not throwing your money into things that are just not going to be beneficial for you. My oh my. Okay, let's keep these messages coming. God, help us here. Help us with the message. 6 of water. My goodness. God wants you to focus all of your energy right now on memories, childhood, and nostalgia. God wants you to go back to your childhood. God wants you to be as happy as you possibly can be. And the only way to do that is to really tap into that inner child. It's a beautiful thing when we see children play. They get so happy and entertained with just the smallest, dumbest things. But then we grow up and society tells us that, hey, it's all about image, right? It's all about image. And so we believe that. We believe it with all of our hearts. And we start acting in accordance to that image. We start it's reactionary, everything that we do. And so, my goodness, God would like for you to focus on what brought you joy and happiness when you were a child. What was the magic that you followed, that you pursued? What was it that brought you so much excitement? Potentially start going through your old photos when you were a child. If you have anything that you own from that time, bring it out, right? There's still magic in those items. And when you view those things, it's going to awaken something in you. It's going to remind you, oh yeah, I was happy at one time. Oh yeah, I didn't need to buy all these things in order to be happy. I didn't need to fill my life with all of these things. I was just happy. God is telling you that the only way to truly be complete and happy right now is for you to reach that child. That child is inside of you, but you've silenced the voice of that child. You've stuck the child into a cave, that has no exit, right? That child is wandering around in the darkness. And it's because you've replaced that child's energy and youthfulness and beauty and excitement and zest for life with things that don't bring you anything, only clutter. And it's because of an image that you're trying to put out into the world. It's an image that you're trying to kind of adapt to. And that image is destroying you, even though you don't see it now. So again, at this point, it's almost like an addiction. You have to pursue this image. You have to pursue this thing. But in stopping the pursuit completely, you are going to go through a lot of mental anguish. And the reason why is because at this point, it's almost an addiction that you have going on here. An addiction with acquiring things, an addiction with resources, an addiction with money, an addiction with status, an addiction with glamour, an addiction with, just an addiction with the opinions of the world and how you look. And so, my goodness, and it's very difficult for me to really tap into this energy group. Number one, I'm trying my hardest, because honestly, I don't care. I'm just being honest with you. I do not care what people think of me. I act in accordance with me and me alone and what Spirit wants me to do. So it's very difficult for me to just surround myself with things. I'm completely the opposite. I want to get rid of all these things that hold me down to this world and keep me here, right? And it seems like you want to just keep adding things into your world, right? You want to keep adding things that you can call your own. And this is destroying you. The only way that you're going to be able to reach into the darkness and pull out that happiness and joy that you felt when you were younger is to find the child that you've locked away in a cave somewhere in your psyche. Okay, remember, memories, right? Nostalgia. Try and find pictures, items. Put them in front of you. Look at them. And that child is going to be unlocked. That child is going to be able to find their way through the darkness and give you a big hug. My. All right. Spirit's final message. I'm just going to let you speak here. I'm not going to just speak to group number one. This has been a very powerful message. My goodness. Speak to group number one. What's the final message? Okay. Whew. All right. So once you find that child, once you've reached a certain place, and let me fix this. Okay. You're being asked to continue your education. Okay. So there's something here about education that God would like for you to invest time and energy in. Education focus, right? So there's a sense of working on your projects, working on your goals and what you want to accomplish, but it's only going to come through study. It's only going to come through education, and God wants you to really focus in on that and understand that other people's opinions of you don't matter. What they say, it doesn't matter in your life. All that matters is you. All that matters is you raising your vibration, right? Elevating yourself to a higher state of consciousness. Loving yourself unconditionally, asking for help from Spirit, from God when you need it. And remember the message from Rosiel, remain quiet. Don't tell people what you're planning. Don't tell people what you are looking to do. Remain silent with your projects. Work quietly. And understand that you don't need anyone else at this time. All you need is yourself, that inner child inside of you, that wants to just feel the excitement, wants to see the light of day one more time, and just be able to fully play and have the joy that all children tend to have, right? So again, education, focus, and the details. Make sure that you are saving and investing in the right areas, so that once your education is complete, once your study is complete, we can't forget what Melchizedek's main message here is, right? Study. That's what this archangel is here to tell you. If you study, you're going to be able to attract things into your life. The more information you have, the more understanding you have, the more doors you're going to be able to unlock. And every door is going to lead you to a new adventure, a new way of thinking, a new development. And so it almost feels like if you don't take that step, you are going to remain stuck in a certain area in life. And God doesn't want that for you. You know, one of the reasons why God is sending Metatron almost twice here is to bring you illumination, to remind you that you are a divine being here on earth, and magic is your card. That is what you are going to bring. And so that magic is going to take you further. It's going to elevate you. And the only way that you're going to be able to elevate just every area of your life is by sharpening your mind, right? Sharpening your sword. You're going to do that through studying and education. All right. My. So that is what I see here, group number 1. I want to thank you so much for watching. Also, I want to remind you that I am offering private readings at this time. If you are interested in a private reading, I only accept private readings through Etsy. So you will have to go through my Etsy store. I'm going to include the link to my Etsy store in the description below. I want to thank you, seekers, for your donations. I want to thank you for your comments, your beautiful words, for your likes, for subscribing. Thank you for being a part of this community. I love every single one of you, and I am thankful for you. I hope that this reading brought you insight and understanding right before Easter. So I feel that the message is ideal, and I feel that the presence of God was here today, truly to deliver you a very difficult message for some, but also a message of prosperity, a message and a reminder of who you are and just how powerful you are. So thank you once again, and bye-bye. Welcome, group number 2, to today's very special, very important pick a card tarot reading and oracle reading. You picked the very powerful Uriel. This is a very special archangel. You know, this is the fire of God, right? This is the card of vibrancy. This is the card of life. And Uriel's message for you is to let go of anger and unforgiveness, and let the flames of love illuminate your heart. This card is essentially here to heal you from emotional pain. This card is telling you that if you do not know the right words to say, call upon me and I will speak through your heart. My oh my. Beautiful message from Uriel. Let's go ahead and reveal the other archangels, because there are other archangels that God has sent to speak to you today, group number 2. So I've shuffled them at random, and we're going to go ahead and start revealing each archangel card by card. And then we're going to transition to tarot and see what the tarot is going to bring to light with the presence of God always. So the next archangel is, we've got Archangel Melael. And this archangel is the card, the archangel of safety and a journey. Okay, safety and journey. This angel is the card that protects you in travel. So, new ventures, and whenever you're leaving one situation for another, you can call on the protection of this archangel. Such as a new job, relationship, or a new home. This archangel suggests that it's safe and beneficial to travel at this time, to make a change, or even just to change the way you think. All these changes in your life are being blessed at this time, group number 2. This archangel wants you to make the journey. This archangel wants you to accept that all the changes in your life have led you to the next one. Beautiful. Beautiful archangel. All right. Thank you for your message, God. Let's go ahead and move on to the second archangel. Again, the cards were shuffled at random. Let's go ahead and take a look. We have here Archangel Shemuel, and this archangel brings you a message of unconditional love, self-love, and heart healing. This card, very trendy, right? They say that angels walk amongst us, so this is probably how an angel would dress nowadays. But, this is the card of love in all its ways. This card is here to tell you that you are worthy and deserving of love. Open your heart and allow love into your life in all ways. This is the card of relationships. This is the card of experiencing a flow of unconditional love from a divine source. Also letting people love you, showing love to others, opening up to new love, falling in love or back in love with your own life. A sense of heartache and heartbreak as well is present with this card, with this archangel that's here to help you. Very interesting. All right, so let's go ahead and reveal another archangel. Let's take a look and see what their message to you is. We've got Archangel Butzelel, and the message is to be interdependent. Expand your horizons. My goodness. Be interdependent. Expand your horizons. All right. So the final archangel, before we move on to the tarot, that is here to deliver a message to you from God, is the Angel of Wisdom. All right. The Angel of Wisdom is granting you insight from the higher realms. My goodness. So let's go ahead and put this card aside and let's just look at this energy here with these very, very powerful 5 archangels that are here to really help you and assist you. My goodness. Group number 2, there's a strong sense here of transformation. Okay, transformation happening. We've got here the archangel of unconditional love and self-love. So for those of you that have turned sour, or those of you that have gone through heartbreak, past relationships, even those of you that look in the mirror and you don't see that unconditional love for yourself, right? Self-love. This angel is here to tell you that it's time to move away from that. It's time to, in some ways, expand your horizons, which leads us to Archangel Butzelel, right? And it's about seeing the bigger picture, expanding and moving away. And it's, the message of this beautiful archangel over here, Melahel, that tells you that all of the dynamic changes that you're making right now in your life are being blessed at this current time. So if you've been thinking of moving to a new place, if you've been thinking of traveling somewhere, if you're thinking of doing something that you normally don't do that might seem unconventional, there is a message to press forward. There is a message to move on. There is a message to try and tap into that energy as much as possible, because there is true prosperity there for you. And then, the message of wisdom, right? That is a very powerful message, because that wisdom is what's going to take you to those higher realms, to the occult knowledge and understanding what is hidden right in front of you, what you've been missing all of this time. The only way to do that is to go through these dynamic changes in your life. So if you feel stuck in any area and you know that you can change it, you know that you can do something about it, whether it be moving from your home, whether it be getting a new job, whether it be a new relationship, it is time to do it. You are being blessed completely by God to make that change. And Uriel's message adds even more of a fiery element to it, because this is the archangel of fire. This is the fire of God. And so fire destroys, but it also paves the way forward so that you can move and rise from those ashes like the phoenix. And with the angel of wisdom, we definitely have a sense of further knowledge, further understanding. I think that one of the scariest things to do is to go through some kind of dynamic change that we're seeing with this angel, and waiting and expecting and not knowing what is to come, right? And doing it alone. And there's definitely something to that. We wonder if things are going to be okay. We wonder if we're going to be able to prosper in an environment such as that. And what this card is telling you is that with every step that you take, there will be some kind of knowledge gained. And you're going to be able to compound that knowledge to the point that the world is going to yield to you. New doors are going to open for you, if only you just take that journey. I think that that's really what is most pressing. I think that it might be what's most scary for some of you. It's taking that initial step. Okay, that Melahel is trying to get you to take, right? And we also have, Archangel Jaleel is definitely telling us and telling you to be that kind of person, to be interdependent, right? To expand your horizons, to move past any kind of limitation, and to reach a new place of just mental tranquility with the decisions that you are making. Okay? So, very interesting. Let's go ahead and move on to the tarot. We're going to use the Guardian Angel Tarot. Okay, so this deck, I didn't, we're going to go ahead and shuffle. I didn't select any cards off camera. I like to go ahead and do the tarot live for you guys so you can see me shuffle. And what we are doing here, group number 2, is we are asking God to give insight, understanding, knowledge of what is to come, of what is and what was. God, help group number 2. What is there to reveal at this time? What is the most pressing thing? The Dreamer, my goodness. Group number 2, God is really focusing in, just honing in on a message that is very clear, and that is newness, okay? That is definitely the message here. Something in your life needs to change. We've got here the Dreamer, and the Dreamer is the Fool, right? It's the major arcana of the Fool, card number 0, and it's, the number 0 is the God number, right? It's the God number, and what we have here is a sense of new beginnings, believing and feeling protected. These 3 key words really exemplify, they really just summarize what these archangels are all here to tell you. It's 5 archangels in 1 card, my goodness. This is, it's a sense of something new in your life that needs to come, right? Also, the disbelief in it actually working out, the constant wonder, will this be for me? Will this bring me good things? Is this transformation something that I should bring? Or is this decision something that's going to yield some kind of result at a later date? And what God is telling you is yes. That newness, that new beginning, whether it be moving, whether it be the job, whether it be a new relationship, whether it be walking away from a situation or walking into a situation, there is going to be a sense of expansion, but also protection, right? I think that there's a sense of fear for some of you. There's a sense of dependency on someone else or something, or a structure, a building, a job, an ideal, right? There's a sense of wanting to stay around that because you feel protected there. God wants you to move away from that protection, to take whatever order you've created and to bring a little bit of chaos into that order so that there can be something completely new birth out of that, so that you can create more order. And when you do that, you're going to gain understanding of a system, of a process, and that is only going to serve you in a very positive way. So God is essentially telling you that every new beginning that you take from this point forward is going to be, you're going to be protected. Also, there is, I guess, a message, maybe a warning, and that is belief. Okay, some of you don't believe that you're going to be prosperous. Some of you don't really believe in yourselves. Okay, and it's important for you to start believing in yourself, believing in your abilities, believing that you are receiving wisdom from higher realms, right? And again, that protection comes with knowledge, right? The angel of wisdom is reminding you once again that, hey, at this moment in time, you are going to be receiving insight from the higher realms, starting with this reading. Okay, starting from this reading, you're going to be receiving wisdom from a higher plane, from a higher realm, and that wisdom is going to help you and aid you in your development, also in your life purpose, There's a sense of love as well. So, there's a strong sense of relationships here, okay? So for some of you, not all of you, obviously take what resonates, leave the rest. But for some of you, this has to do with relationships, love, letting go of people that you know are not serving you, letting go of people that you know are not going to commit, right? Just letting them go. Moving on to make space for what is new. And always remember the powerful message that the Archangel Melahel has. I will bless you in all your new endeavors. Newness is welcome at this time, whatever that new is. All right, my goodness, yes. Let's keep these cards coming. So, what would you like to tell group number 2, God? We call for your presence at this moment in time. We ask that you be present. We ask that you come to us now. Give us insight and understanding. All right. We've got the card. We've got the Queen of Air. Brilliant, experienced, and humorous. My goodness. This is where you are going. Okay? This is what God wants for you. Group number 2. God sees the Queen of Air in you. God sees your power, your brilliance. God sees that you are someone who's going to do great things. You're going to use your mind to figure out some very difficult challenges. And when you do that, it's going to unlock something truly grand in you. And it's going to demand something of you, though, Queen of Air. It's going to demand the very best of you, excellence. It's going to demand for you to make decisions. This queen does not hesitate to cut off anyone. She holds the power of the sword in her hands, ready to swing it at whatever comes her way at any moment. If anything gets too heavy a load, this queen will simply cut it off and move on. So there's a sense of moving past any limitations. She's using her voice. She's using her voice to create that reality for her. You see the crown there, right? The crown is right where the crown is in a place that pretty much reminds us that in order to have that change, there has to be speech. There has to be some words need to be uttered here. You have to make a decision. You have to, in some ways, believe in what you are saying. I think that pardon my hesitation here, I'm really trying to tune into this energy because it is pretty special. There's a sense here of speaking what you want to see happen into existence. You have to speak it. You have to utter it. And you also have to be very direct with people. I think that some of you don't speak your truth. You don't say what you need to say. You prefer an approach of silence, and that is not who you are. The Queen of Air uses her words of understanding, uses her brilliant words to pave the way forward. So whoever you need to remove from your space, whoever you need to communicate with and let them know exactly how you feel, go ahead and do that now. God will bless you in that endeavor. Let's go ahead and keep this coming. God, give us more information. Give us more information. Give number 2 more information. Tell us what is to come at this moment in time. Chariot. Wow. The Chariot came out reversed, okay? The Chariot came out reversed. And I think that even with this message, there's going to be a hesitation on your part to actually move forward. And there is a warning here from God to you. Okay, so we've got our first warning. And the warning is that if you don't make the change, victory will not be yours. And that is a very scary thing to behold, right? But we have here the Chariot of victory. We have the Chariot of recognition, and we have the Chariot of willpower. This is the card of dynamism. This is the card of moving forward and not letting anything get in your way. Forward moving momentum. The fact that it came out reversed shows us that there's a hesitation on your part to do that, to move forward, to accept the victory that is right in front of you even. It's important for you to do this at this time. for you to step away from what you've become comfortable with and step into that discomfort. The only way forward is through an incredible amount of willpower and determination. And if you're able to step into that newness, which I'm pretty sure you already know what you need to do at this time, if you're able to step into that newness, you will have victory. You will have recognition. You will have everything that your heart desires. Now, this isn't to say that if you stay where you are, you're not going to experience some victory. But God is here to tell you that there is much more across that bridge. There are magical experiences. There are fulfilling, magical energy there. And if you don't take that journey, if you don't take the leap, you will never have it. You will never experience it. And so that's a very powerful, powerful message, right? My goodness. All right. Whew. Okay, God, help us out again and give us more information. Give us more information. My goodness, this reading so far has been very, very dynamic. Okay. 6 of Earth. All right. All right. So I think that some of you are asking, really, what am I going to obtain if I do this? Because this is very scary. Well, a windfall. Windfall of everything that you've wanted, resources, okay? I think that some of you feel like, okay, I'm alone and I need help. I can't just decide to do this. I need help. And God is telling you that if you make the decision, charity will present itself to you. Generosity is going to be a part of your journey. And also, this in turn will become a part of you. You will be the kind of person that is charitable and generous with other people. But understand, you will receive a windfall of resources that will help you and aid you on your journey, on this new journey of discovery. Okay? Wow. All right. So let's go ahead and reveal our final tarot card. God, speak to your people. Speak to group number 2. What is the final message? What is the final message? Look at that. Ace of Fire. All right. So we've got here a reminder, almost an understanding of what this entire reading is about, right? We've got the Ace of Fire, opportunity, creativity, and action. Whew, this is a rally cry card, okay? Group number 2, this is your rally cry. You're being asked to take up your wand of magic. You're being asked to put that wand up into the air. You're being asked to create a new reality for yourself. You're being asked to step into the fire, to be action incarnate. You're being asked to rise from mediocrity and to move into the realm of excellence. It is inside of you. It is your birthright. And it is time for you to take up every single resource that you can and bring this into existence. It starts with you creating it using your speech and then taking action in all areas. My goodness. This is going to bring an energy of creativity. This is going to bring an energy of opportunity. Again, you know, we see the opportunities, we see the victory, we see the recognitions. You know, all of the key words just point towards receiving so that you can yourself give, all right? Going through a period of newness, believing in God, but mostly believing in yourself. Understanding that you have to expand your horizons. You've become too comfortable where you are right now. And the only way to move forward and to bring what you truly want into your life is by letting go of the old to make space for what is new. Again, for some of you, this can be a love interest, right? We've got here the Archangel of Love. For others, this is a job, a career. This is a place where you're living, a city, a state, a country. right? Moving away from that. This is also for the person that, is afraid to speak up, afraid to use their words because they don't want to be signaled out. It's time for you to start using those words because you have an incredible brilliance inside of you that needs to come out. Okay? My goodness. So, this is a very powerful, powerful reading, a very powerful message for you, group number 2. I know that God's presence is here. I'm thankful that you watched this entire reading and that you've received. I want to thank you for your charities, for your donations. I want to thank you for your comments, your likes, for subscribing. And I want to remind you that I am offering private readings at this time. So if you are interested in a private reading, you will have to go to my Etsy store. I'm going to include the link in the description below to my Etsy. Thank you once again, Seekers, for everything. I love you, and bye-bye. Welcome, group number 3, to today's very important and magical tarot reading and oracle reading. This is a message from God to you, and you picked very beautiful, beautiful Archangel Fuel. Actually. This is the Archangel of Cleansing. Okay, cleansing, gentle flowing Fuel is the angel of the waters, and her role is to help cleanse the planet and ourselves of any debris, toxins, negative vibrations, and emotions. So, this Archangel's message to you is to allow yourself to be cleansed of all that is no longer serving you in preparation for growth and renewal. If you are contemplating a detox or lifestyle change, this is the card that essentially supports that, right? This card is validation. So it's telling you to move in that direction. Very interesting. All right, so let's go ahead and put this Archangel aside. There are other Archangels that want to speak directly to you, and they bring a message from God. So let's go ahead and reveal the second Archangel. Now, I shuffled these cards at random before the reading. Let's go ahead and take a look. All right, we've got Archangel Uriel. Oh my goodness, this is the Archangel of prophetic poetry. There's a sense here of understanding. This Archangel is known as the God of God is light. This is an angel who will bring light and understanding to difficulties. This Archangel wants you to listen. Listen for wise guidance and also act upon that wise guidance. Uriel will show you the way. Okay, this angel also points out that what is happening in your life is part of a greater plan. So it's important for you to start seeing your part in that plan. Sometimes we do not know the bigger picture, right? So very interesting that Uriel's showing up here, essentially telling you that there is a plan for you. There is a big, big plan, and it's important for you to start seeing your role in that plan. Interesting. All right, so let's see what another Archangel is here to tell you. Let's go ahead and take a look. Oh my, we don't have an Archangel showing up. We have an Ascended Master showing up here, and this Ascended Master is Jesus. My goodness. My. So, this is Jesus, known as the Son of God in the Christian faith. Jesus is also respected and revered in other spiritual traditions and is considered an ascended master to many New Age paths. And Jesus' essential message to you is to lead with love. Lead with love. Listen with love and show compassion and kindness in all that you do. By the way, this is a very trendy Jesus, right? I'm pretty sure that this is how Jesus will dress, right? If he were here. So this is the card of forgiving, right? Forgive and release for you and for them, says Jesus to you. Be compassionate and avoid judgment. Seek out communities and groups that feel loving and safe. Okay. My, oh my, that is beautiful. All right, so let's go ahead and reveal another card, another archangel. I mean, if it's an archangel, because that was not an archangel, that was an ascended master. All right, so the fourth archangel, fourth card is Archangel Aurora. And her message to you is welcome new beginnings. Let the sun shine in your life. Yes. All right. Let's go ahead and reveal the final archangel. Let's take a look and see. Wow. This is the only group that does not have 5 archangels. You've got an ascended master, and you've got a direct message from God with this card. Answered prayers. The universe has heard your request. God has heard your request and is responding to your needs. My goodness. Yes. Group number 3. This is very special, okay? Compared to the other 2 groups, this group is definitely it's unique, right? The message here is pretty unique, and you've got some unique cards to deliver that message to you. So let's go ahead and sit with this energy for just a bit, and then we're going to throw some tarot. But we need to talk about this, right? We definitely need to talk about this because we've got some very interesting energies here. We start with the card that you picked, right? The archangel that you picked, Archangel Fuel. And this is the archangel of removing what doesn't serve you anymore to make space for the new, letting go of the toxins. There's a sense of purification, letting go of low frequency energy that is keeping you in a bind. Then we move from that to a message from Uriel telling you that this is all necessary so that you can be able to manifest what is to be manifested. There's a sense of forward-moving energy, forward-moving momentum in an area of your life that you've been asking for there to be progress in. And I think that some of you feel stuck, but that is an energy that's going to be dissipating real quickly if you're able to fully embrace the message here, right? There is this resounding message of finding something new within these cards. We see it here mostly with Archangel Aurora. Welcome new beginnings, right? Welcome them. Let the sun shine in your life. And what Aurora is trying to tell you with that is to allow for the joy and the excitement to come in again, right? When you think of the sun and you try and attach it to the actual major arcana number 19, the sun, there's a sense of joy, there's a sense of happiness. And that joy and that happiness has to be a part of every new experience. I know sometimes when something new comes, we see it and we're immediately kind of turned off by it, or we don't want for that new thing to come because maybe we're comfortable where we are now. But Archangel Aurora is telling you to welcome it. Welcome it with open arms. Welcome it with a sense of excitement and joy. And then we have a message from Uriel telling you to see the bigger picture, right? So I think that there might be a hesitation from some of you to welcome something new into your life, but Uriel is reminding you to go ahead and do it because it will bring you cleansing. It will bring you a step closer to what you've asked for. And then we have essentially a beautiful direct message from God to you, telling you that your prayers have been heard and they're being responded to. Your prayers are being answered at this time. My goodness. Now, there is more guidance and more information that's going to be afforded to you. Uriel, remember, is here to tell you that, hey, messages are going to be sent, synchronicities. Make sure that you are jotting it all down. Make sure that you are keeping an open mind, an open heart to all of the things going on around you. So when you receive a message directly from God, you are able to receive it and you're able to act upon it, because that message is going to bring you even more. And then, my goodness, we've got an ascended master, here showing up, Jesus, which just talks about a spiritual journey. We have a sense of forgiveness. We have this sense of compassion. But more than that, we have community, right? If you think about the sacrifice of this ascended master and what this ascended master represents, it's the ultimate sacrifice that one can give for the sake of the community, for the sake of love. And so, for those of you that have grown a bit harsh, not allowing for different thoughts or different schools of thought to come in, or, maybe if you've become a bit indifferent towards a certain group, understand that that is not the love that is a part of the Jesus light, of the Christ light. Christ loves everyone equally, so much so that he gave his own life. Okay? There is no greater love in this world than the archetype of Jesus Christ. And so in many ways you're being asked to walk in that revelation, to walk in that understanding. There are many different interpretations, right, to what the sacrifice that Christ did or gave. There's just so many different interpretations. Some of that interpretation ends up turning into hate towards a minority, hate towards a group of people. That is not what the ascended Master Jesus would have wanted. Christ came to save, right? You think of that archetype, that sacrificial element, the ultimate form of love and compassion and forgiveness. Tap into that. And also there's another message there. Find a group of people that are as loving and accepting, and make sure that you, in everything that you're a part of, you keep that love, right? If there's any group of people that you're joining that tends to focus too much on the negatives and protecting from outside influence, then be very careful and wary, because you might be a part of a cult, right? You might be a part of something that is in some ways pervasive towards the actual human experience and the compassion and the beauty and love that is a part of us, right? And it's a part of the Christ energy. Some people preach Christ, but very few actually take action in that Christ light. So anyways, welcome to Beginnings. Let the sun shine in your life. Answered prayers. The universe has heard your request and is responding to your needs. My, oh my. Let's go ahead and throw some tarot cards and see exactly what we get here. So the tarot cards, I didn't throw any random cards off camera. I like to shuffle them on camera for you and reveal each card one by one. So we're going to do that now. And we're going to ask God to give us more. Give us more. What is it that needs attention at this time? We've got the Strength card showing up. Courage, compassion, and perseverance. My, oh my. Group number 3, you've got a bit of a theme showing up here, right? So we look at the Jesus Christ light, right? This is the card of compassion. Literally, that is one of the key words there, right? Compassion. And now you've got compassion showing up again in this Strength card. But I think that, there's a deeper meaning to it here. Now there's a whole new understanding. And I think that what this card is asking you, what God is asking you to do, is to find the areas in your life where you have lost that compassion, right? Compassion for other people, their experiences. And also, there's a sense here of moving past any limitations. I think that some of you lack courage. For some reason, you're lacking courage in some area, and you are being asked to find that courage and to persevere through any challenge or any struggle. We see here an illustration of power, right? We see the lion showing up. We see you, a representation of you walking alongside that lion, and that is you reaching a place of mastery in your life and understanding. And now it's such a power. It radiates from you, from inside you, that you've now manifested this kind of energy that is in many ways as thunderous and as powerful as this lion. And so for those of you that aren't there yet, this is where God would like for you to be. There is power in being compassionate. There is power in loving someone else. There is courage in that. There is a sense of true dynamism and ability in giving your very life for the good of someone else, for the good of a community. And so, we look at again, I mean, my goodness, the Christ energy is just showing up in this reading so powerfully. And I think that's why you've got a direct message from God as opposed to another archangel. This message, is a very powerful one. But anyways, the Christ light is telling you that you are going to be a leader of some kind of group. You are potentially right now the leader, right? People are looking up to you in some capacity. And they are really trying to even emulate the energy that you are putting out into the world. And so I think that this is a reminder to not be toxic to the world, right? We look at the card that you picked, right? You picked the beautiful Fuel. And this Archangel Fuel, it's all about Mother Earth, a cleansing. It's all about letting go of the darkness that unfortunately is a part of our world that really poisons it, right? It's about getting rid of that poison. And that is exactly what Christ came to do, right? And the reason I know the story of Christ so much is because I've read and dabbled in the Bible. I've read it like 4 or 5 times. And I know the importance of the Christ light. The Christ light is here to purify. It's here to release the chains of oppression. Unfortunately, we ourselves are now becoming victim to oppression. Some of us, are just listening to too much hate and negativity, and we're not focusing on the sacrifice of Christ. And so, my goodness, there is courage. There is courage in giving up what you have in order for someone else to live. And that message is one thing that we don't see all that often, right? Every message sometimes turns into the same, right? It's about the individual, how you personally are going to benefit from this. But that's not the message of Christ. Christ's message is, I'm here to die so that you can live. My. So, that is what is being asked of you right now. There is courage in that. Okay? There is courage in that. All right. Wow. If you guys haven't noticed it, there's definitely a very strong energy and presence here, and I'm having a little bit of a hard time keeping it together because it is truly it's magnificent. It transcends just a reading. It transcends these cards. Wow. All right, so let's keep it going. God, what else do you want to say to group number 3? What else do you want to say to group number 3? Okay, you've got the Ace of Air. Okay. The Ace of Air is here to bring you inspiration, communication, and adjustment. Okay, so the message here is to start communicating more effectively with people. Okay, maybe adjustments are required at this moment in time, and I think that those adjustments come from a deep place of feeling inspired to act a certain way or be a certain way. There's a sense here of potentially reaching some kind of new understanding mentally, to start using your words for the building up of society as opposed to the breaking down. I think that a lot of people nowadays use their platforms to dethrone other people, to elevate themselves above others, right? We see a lot of character assassination taking place. We see a lot of negative comments on social media. It's okay to be funny sometimes, to point out the dumb, to point out the stupidities, but make sure that you're doing it from a place of compassion in all areas. And I think that maybe some of you have gone away from that, right? And so God wants you to make the adjustments. God wants you to inspire other people. Inside of you, group number 3, you have the ability to inspire people. You have the ability to use your voice to lift people up out of darkness. And you're being called upon to use that ability. You're being called upon to lift people up as opposed to constantly breaking them down. My. All right. Let's keep this going. All right. So let's see another card. God, talk to us. Talk to us here today. All right. So you've got a reversal. You've got a reverse card. You have got a reversed card, and my oh my. This is the card of exhaustion. All right, so some of you are exhausted. We've got here being overworked, stressed, even going through a period of imbalance, right? We see here a woman that is completely and utterly, she's just so filled with work that she just doesn't have any time for herself, right? Everything around her is almost falling apart. She can hardly lift her arms up. There's a sense of weakness, but that weakness is really just due to burnout, being overworked and stressed and imbalanced, right? So we have to look at the surrounding cards to get an understanding of what this card means. We looked we can look at the first card that talks about perseverance. You are being asked to persevere through that struggle. You're being asked to persevere through that challenge. You're also being told that a new inspirational energy is going to come to you. New adjustments are going to come to you, right? It's not, this card, the Ace of Air, isn't just about making adjustments yourself, but it's also about adjustments coming, right? And we tap into the energy that that came directly from God, the message that came directly from God to you, right? Answered prayers. God has heard your request and is responding to your needs at this time. So we can't forget that card because it is very powerful to the message. For those of you that are feeling overworked and burned out, for those of you that are going through that, understand that there's a new experience that's coming. There's some help that is going to come your way, but you have to persevere through this, right? You have to persevere. And once you do, something new is going to take the place of that burnout and that overworked energy. Also, make sure that you are communicating and that you are speaking your truth to the people that you need to speak your truth to, whether it be a child, whether it be people around you that you live with. It's time for you to take on some new stance. It's time for you to pick up that sword and use it. The sword is speech, right? It's your voice. It's time for you to start using your voice with the people around you in order for you to gain some kind of result. All right, let's see. What else? What else, God? What else needs to be shown here? Wow. We've got the Page of Air. You know, we've got a lot of young energy here. Young boys, right? And we have now an adolescent or a teen, and then we've got a young child showing up here, and then we have a mother here who's just exhausted. So that is very interesting. But anyways, what the Page of Air is here to tell you is that there is a sense of truthfulness, analytical, and outspoken energy around you. And so it almost feels like that is what God is asking for you to bring into your life right now. Right? To use your voice to speak out against injustice, to speak out against things that you are not happy with. Be truthful with yourself first, right? There's a lot of internal work necessary here. Once you feel the voice of Christ, once you are able to tap into the energy of true forgiveness and compassion for the world, and when I say the world, I mean the world, right? Once you're able to tap into that energy, make sure that you are using your voice and your newfound compassion and love for truthfulness, for the changing of the season, for the changing of the energy around you. You know, you are being asked to lift your voice up. Group number 3, you have a very powerful voice, okay? People listen to it. I think that some of you have silenced that voice, or someone else has tried to silence it. And I think one of the reasons why you're so quiet for some of you is because you are feeling burned out, overworked. And that energy of burnout, overworked, and imbalance is leading you to act out. It's leading you to feel like things are not going to be okay. It's leading you down this path of, and I don't want to say darkness, but it's leading you to acting erratically. It's leading to a little bit of hate. Hate for yourself, hate for society, hate for the people around you. There is a sense of hate under the surface. And so that hate is in some ways driving you to that imbalance, right? It only gets worse. So if you're able to shift that hate, if you're able to fully tap into the Christ energy, Christ light, be truthful to yourself, be truthful to what that truly means for you and for everyone around you, right? Wow. Whew. All right, so let's see what is the final message from God. God, what is the final message for this group? Ace of Earth. Okay, you have two aces. You have two aces. This is good. This is good. Abundance, opportunity, and resources. Group number 3. God's final message to you is that you are going to receive what you need to aid you on your journey of discovery, your journey of prosperity, your journey of understanding, your journey through life. You are going to receive what you most need in order to reach your destination. So there is a sense of opportunities coming, new doors opening, an abundance, right? Resources. There's newness coming. The fact that you have two aces showing up tells me that every experience that is going to be, every new experience is going to lead you to a new place of prosperity, of achievement. Okay? It's important for you to fully embody the energy of Aurora and what she is trying to tell you when she says, welcome new beginnings. Let the sun shine in your life. Remember what the sun signifies in the major arcana: happiness, joy, right? Being happy with people around you fully. It's that energy of happiness and joy that's going to lead you to fully comprehending the Christ light of compassion, forgiveness, and the giving up of the self for someone else, right? There's a sense of the group. You never want to just become mindlessly a part of a group identity. You always want to keep your individuality, but at the same time, you want to try and connect to the energy of being able to give your very life for the sake of love and for the sake of the group. That there's no greater thing than that. If we can all do that, then we will essentially have changed the world completely. All right, and the change is going to start with you, group number 3. You're a natural leader. You are the energy of strength incarnate. And so your words are going to ripple through society. Your word, your voice, really, not just your words, but your voice. There's a magical element to your voice. When you speak, things fall in order. Things align. And so when you speak, understand that you're inspiring a multitude of people. You're inspiring the youth as well. Okay, one thing to keep in mind here, we've got a teen, we've got a young child, and we've got another little young child here, and I picked up on that very early on, and we've got the energy of a mother. So you are very influential to the youth. I don't know if maybe you work with the youth or you're going to work with the youth, but they're watching you, all right? And your words of truthfulness, your analytical words, your outspoken energy, that is something that they are drawn to. And so you are going to inspire a multitude of young people, and it's going to lead you to abundance. It's going to lead you to opportunities, and the resources that you need are coming to you. And we see it with the direct message from God to you, right? The universe has heard your request and is responding to your needs. Boom. Wow. Whew, that was a special reading. And I hope that you felt that, because it was truly powerful. And I felt God's presence here. My. So thank you for watching. Thank you for your beautiful words, group number 3. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for your subscriptions. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for everything. Just a reminder, I am offering private readings. If you are interested in a private reading, I only accept them through my Etsy store. So you will have to go through my Etsy store. I'm going to include the link in the description below for you. Thank you once again, and bye-bye.